Good morning, students. Because of some network issues, it got delayed by 5 minutes. There is a network problem in the college, so because of this, I joined 5 minutes late. Sorry for the inconvenience caused to you. And so, is audio and video is clear? Can anybody ping so that we can start immediately because already it got delayed by 5 minutes. Yeah, thank you very much. So in today's class, I am going to cover proportional plus integral controller load frequency. So these are the major topics we are going to cover today: proportional plus integral controller, load frequency control, and economic dispatch control, and automatic voltage controller, and with excitation systems. So suppose if you could observe in the last classes, in the dynamic response, we have analyzed the power system in two different modes. One is steady state mode or static response of the system. So one thing is static response of isolated power system. This is the one thing we observed, and immediately in addition to this, we have also examined what about the dynamic response of isolated power system. Isolated power system. So first you should remember what do you mean by isolated power system. Isolated power system means, now if you are taking any power system, this power system may be the combination of different power sources. Suppose I have assumed, so this is the power generating station 1, this is the power generation station 2, this is the power generation station 3, PG4. So this is the total demand in the power system. So this is nothing but PGN. So all these are nothing but giving its electrical energy to the common point. So the direction of this is nothing but, so this is the generating station, nth generating station. It is generating the electrical energy. It is giving to a common point. So this one. Like that, this particular power system is made with n number of generating stations, and there is a load demand the system is observing is PD. Yeah, Akshita, what is the doubt, ma? You have raised your hand. Akshita, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the doubt, ma?
No, sir, unfortunately.
Okay, okay, right, done, right. So this power system is the combination of n generating stations, and the demand in the power system is nothing but the PD, right? So this, once if you are connecting this all the n number of generating station to a common point, means this all these generating stations are synchronized to a power grid, and likewise the behavior of all this n number of generators is like minded in the sense, suppose if pgn is taking some load, means in proportional to this pgn, pg1 also takes in accordance with the economic operation, and pg2 also takes, pg3 takes, pg4 takes, like this. So the load, whatever it may be the load, this PD, this is proportionally shared by all the number of generators. So such type of area is nothing but, this is called as a coherent area. This coherent area means all the generators will respond accordingly with respect to the common load. In order to share the common load, all the number of generators connected in this particular area will respond accordingly in response with the economic operation of individual generators. Such area is called as a coherent area. So what is the basic difference between an ordinary area? We normally we uttered so many times, this is the area, and coherent area. What exactly coherent area means, what exactly area means? Area may be a geographical portion, that is nothing but simply it is area. But coherent area means coherently, Now there is some internal relation among the number of generators connected to this common area, and how this whatever the internal relations among the n number of generators means this n number of generators will respond according to the common load what the power system is observing. Now in this example, the common load is nothing but the PD. So proportional to this PD, how this PD will be shared among the n number of generators means, now that is again we know from the fundamentals that in a, according to incremental cost curves. Now according to this incremental cost curves, this PD, the total demand, it will be shared among the n number of generators. Such areas are called as coherent area. So coherent area means this will be constructed, or this will be made with a few generators only, not with all the generators. So that is the very very important thing. And in this isolated power systems means, now here this is nothing but the local grid. Let me call this as the local grid. Like this, now you may find another local grid may be connected with another different generating stations. And is there any connection between this local grid 1 to local grid 2? No, there is no such connection. If there is no such connection and isolately this coherent area 1 is existing, this is called as an isolated power system. Isolated power systems means one simple power system and it will have only one coherent area. That coherent area can be made, or this will be formed by connecting some n number of generators. All this n number of generators will respond in accordance with the incremental cost curves towards a common load that the power system has to share. So this is about the isolated power system. So we have observed what is the dynamic response and what about the static response. The static response is also called as the steady state response of the system. So now let me take static response or a steady state response first. Now for a typical generator, already we have calculated delta f of t is nothing but minus 0.029 H. So this is means what I want to, I mean to say is, this is nothing but the time and this is nothing but the delta f. Now if you are plotting a curve like between a frequency, that is a static frequency, and the time, the curve is nothing but so this is nothing but like this. So whatever this difference, actually in the steady state or static response means what is our expectations? So delta f of t must and should be equal to 0. So what is this delta? Delta is nothing but the change in the frequency. So generally for a ideal power system, the change in the frequency should be 0, because the frequency always it should be maintained as the constant. So frequency one has to maintain constant. But in this example, now already we have studied, we have analyzed the isolated power system in the steady state and static response, the static modes, and finally we have verified the static response of isolated power system with MATLAB programmings also. And what are the plots we obtained? So approximately now we got two plots. One plot is nothing but approximate plot. These approximate plots we have drawn by assuming two assumptions: kp kt is equals 1, and next t tt and t speed governor time constant and the turbine constants are 0. So if you are making this, now you will get the approximate. And second plot is nothing but we have taken for exact one. Exact response means just like that what I have drawn here. So this is nothing but the exact response. So whatever it may be, whether it is approximate curve or exact curve, now this frequency as t is approaching to infinity, steady state means everybody knows that if t is approaching to infinity, so whatever the deviation from the expected value from the system and the desired value of the that so in order to meet that desired parameter only, now we have constructed this total power system. Now after giving the suitable inputs, now if you could measure the outputs and that how effectively or how much the deviation, the actually the frequency change, if you could measure that with respect to the desired parameter, now that is nothing but the delta f of t. So under steady state we are taking, so that's why this is called as the static response or steady state response. So delta f of t is nothing but Only you remember, as t is tending to infinity means, now this t is tending to infinity means this we used to call it as a steady state or static response of the system. Now if t is tending to infinity means, if t is approaching to infinity, is that frequency or is that delta f is moving towards 0? No, no, it is not at all moving towards 0 reference axis. So it means delta f of t is not 0. Now this is some finite. Now this is happening now from the previous analysis. If you could plot the delta f, that is the change in the frequency with respect to the time for a isolated power system. This is practically it is happening. But ideally, if you could speak, in the ideal condition, whatever the frequency always it must be maintained constant. In order to maintain this frequency constant, we have constructed one speed governor system. Now this speed governor system is nothing but, this is the heart of the load frequency control system. Now there is a mechanism in the speed governor system. This will automatically adjust the frequency and it will try to see that frequency remains constant with respect to different loading conditions on the power system. So this speed governor system is nothing but, this is the one of the major components you can observe in the load frequency control loop. This is in the LFC. The speed governor is very, very important. So what this speed governor will do means, speed governor, it will maintain the frequency and it will try to see that frequency remains constant with the certain disturbances in the load. That is nothing but towards this delta PD. Now frequency should be maintained constant. Yes. Now ideally we know what we are expecting from this ideal isolated power system, and practically also we have observed now what it is practically it is happening. Now let me correlate. Now this delta f of t is how much it is? So this is minus 0.029 H. But what we are expecting now, this must be equal to 0. So that change in the frequency, it must be 0. This is nothing but the ideal condition. But practically what it is happening? So practically the value is nothing but the minus 0.029 H. Now how we can make, how can we reduce this magnitude to 0? Because this actually the power system is required, and not only power system, this is ideally speaking that the change in the frequency it must be 0. This is actually highly prioritized parameter for the in view of healthiness of this particular power system. So the major objective is nothing but, as time prolongs, as time is tending to infinity, this must be 0. This actually we are expecting from the system, and not only we are expecting, this must and should be done. This delta f of t is equal to 0. But practically now, as simply if you are giving two inputs, that what are the inputs? Delta pg, sorry, not delta pg, delta pd is nothing but the step change in the load demand, and delta pc. These are the two inputs, and this delta pc is nothing but, in the majority of the cases we assume to be 0. Now this delta pc, if we are assuming to be 0, this operation is nothing but, this is called as a free governor operation. Means governor is not at all responding. The impact of this governor we are not at all considering. So that case is nothing but, it is called as a uncontrolled case. Means we are not at all regulating the frequency by adjusting the PC command. And another one is nothing but the delta PD. So this delta PD is nothing but the change in the load demand. In respect to the change in the load demand only, we are going to study the power system. And with respect to this delta PD, now if you are measuring the frequency change, this delta f of t, this is not equal to 0. This is minus 0.029 H. Approximately it is closing to 3%. So 3% change in the frequency means it is something large value. 3% change means we are not at all going to accept that much of deviation in the practical scenario. Now here a very big question is that how can you see the change in the frequency to be 0? Because the change in the frequency in the practical cases, that is 3%. So 3% means it is a very big parameter. So it must be equal to 0. But against 3%, against 0, now we are getting 3%. So in this type of conditions, you go back to the control theory. Now in the control theory, already we have studied in the control system, there are some controllers, there are some electronic controllers. Now that electronic controllers may gives this change in the frequency to be 0. So delta f of t may be 0. Such type of controller you have to check. So how many electronic controllers are there in the control theory or control system? That is a P controller is there, PI controller is there, PD controller is there, PID controller is there. So basically we have studied 4 different electronic controllers as a part of our control theory. So based on your requirement, you have to choose which controller is suitable and which controller gives our expected value from the existing power system. Now, if you could go back to your problem, what is our problem? Now, my problem is I want to see delta f of t equal to 0, but it is not happening. So, what is this delta f of t? This is very carefully you listen, ma. This delta f of t is nothing but this is the steady state value. So, steady state value to be you want to see it as a 0, but it is not happening. This is closely it is 3%. So 3% it is happening at t is tending to infinity. Steady state means t if it is approaching to infinity, that is nothing but the steady state value. So at the steady state, the frequency change or the frequency profile must and should reach the 0 reference axis. Now that is my problem. That's what I'm expecting from this coherent area or isolated power system. So what we will do? So now this is problem. According to this particular problem, you have to choose either P controller or PI controller or PD controller or PID controller. There are 4 different controllers are there. So anybody, can you respond which controller will solve our problem? Which controller will make the steady state error equal to 0? That is delta f means change in the frequency means this can also called as a error. So this is error is nothing but it is a word commonly we use in the control theory concept. So under steady state there is a change. So that is nothing but the steady state error. Now that steady state error must and should be equal to 0. So can you give me, can anybody respond which controller out of these 4 controller will make the steady state error equal to 0? I'm giving some time to respond. Anybody, please? Okay, that may be correct or wrong, whatever it may be, but I'm expecting some sort of response from you guys. Okay, Lalit, good. Anybody? Any others? Yeah, Ravi, good. Any others? Because actually you have to involve some of the case, right? Abhinay, good. Any other? Yeah, Sanket, good. Right. Shravani, good, good. Anila, good. Yeah, right. Okay. Sai Krishna, Tejasvi. Yeah. Right, ma. Thank you. Thank you for your active involvement in the class. Now, we have studied different controllers. I think for B section, I taught this subject. I don't know about the A section. A section, some other faculty might have taught. Now, if you could recollect the unique feature of out of these 4 controllers, we have very one important controller. The beauty of that particular controller is that will be highly used wherever you want to make the static error or steady state error equal to 0. That is nothing but PI, proportional plus integral controller. So the beauty of this PI controller is it straight away it makes the steady state error equal to 0. And what are the disadvantages of this PI controller means it will increase the order by 1. Actually, if order increases means now there is a threat to the system in the stability point of view. If order increases means what happens? Now it will give different oscillations. Now the oscillating frequency or the number of oscillations of the system also increases. If the oscillations increases or oscillating frequency increases means sometimes means oscillating frequency increases or oscillating time period increases means whatever the dynamic time period or transient time period, transient time period increases, dynamic time period also increases. So it will take so much of time to become stable. So those are the disadvantages once the order of the system increases. So, but in addition to that particular disadvantages, the beauty of this PI controller is now it will straight away, it will make the steady state error equal to 0. So our problem is here is now steady state error only. That is nothing but the under static response, we are observing some deviations in the frequency. That deviations I don't want to see. So you have to make the change in the frequency at steady state or during the steady state, it must be equal to 0. So preference will be given to the PI controller. Now up to this, the introduction to the PI controller is clear. Everybody, can anybody respond so that we can directly enter into the actual topic? Yeah, right. Okay, let me go back. So I'm going to wipe all these things. So finally the conclusion is, so you have to go for PI controller in order to make the steady state error equal to 0. So actually, without the PI controller, if you could draw our isolated power system, this is nothing but the delta PC. Now it will be given to the speed governor. So what about the characteristic equation or transfer function means 1 plus STSG. Then it will be given to the turbine. So KT by 1 plus STTT. And then this is minus, this is plus, this is the delta PD, change in the load demand. Then we will have power system time constant KPS by 1 plus STPS. And this is nothing but the delta F. Now from here onwards, from this particular summer, we have some speed regulation unit. So the speed regulation unit is nothing but the 1 by R. So the speed regulation unit output is connected back to the 1 by R, and this will be given to the negative plate, and this is the positive plate. So this signal here is delta PG. Yes. So this is the block diagram of isolated power system or single area power system also. Sometimes you can call it as, so isolated power system. So this isolated power system, it will have speed governor, turbine, and generator corresponding to the load, or this is straight away, sometimes it is also called as a power system. So we have derived the mathematical equation of this, mathematical equation of turbine and generator load model also. Now we have interconnected all the mathematical model. So finally we achieved the block diagram of isolated power system, now as shown in this figure. So this is the case. Now in this particular case, how much frequency you are going to get, that is a delta F. So it is approximately minus 3%. So minus means, so that is the change in the frequency. Negative change means if you are expecting 50, you are not going to 50. 50 minus 3% we are going to get. So that deviation I don't want to see. So ideally, so exactly speaking means in view of healthiness of that particular power system, so this delta F must and should be equal to 0. So how can you achieve this from the just previously what we discussed? So let us connect PI controller. So this PI controller should be connected, right? PI controller means what? So proportional plus integral, proportional plus integral. So I'm connecting, I'm taking two things. One is a proportional block, then integral block. I'm taking two things. So proportional means it may be some any constant. Proportional means how much it may be amplified or gain, some sort of gain. Let me assume K. So proportional integral I'm taking. So let me take the Ki. Ki is nothing but that is the constant of this particular one. And integral. So more exactly, now proportional means what? Proportional to what? Now it must be proportional to the, so some output of this PI controller. Now input to this PI controller is what? Input to this PI controller is change in the frequency. Output of this PI controller is, now let me say just some simple output. Now output is equals or this is proportional to the change in the frequency. So this, who will make this relation, who will develop this particular relation? Now that is nothing but the PI controller. So what is this PI controller? PI controller, it will be actuated or it will be excited by taking the output of the total system, that is nothing but the delta F. So output of this PI controller, now here the output is nothing but it will be proportional to the input. Now what is the input of this PI controller? Input of this PI controller is, means why PI controller is connected here? So in order to make the static frequency to 0. So the input for this PI controller is nothing but change in the frequency. So input is this. Output of this PI controller is, let it be output only. So output is directly proportional to delta F. Who will develop this mathematical equation? Now our PI controller will do this. So that's why output of this PI controller is directly proportional to delta F. Right. This is about the proportion. Whatever this integral, so output is directly proportional to integration of this change in the frequency. So this proportional will make output is directly proportional to the inputs, and integrally it will make output is directly proportional to integral of the signal. Now whenever this integral will come, then immediately you have to write dt. Why dt? Because I am talking about the steady state. So steady state means this is a period, it depends on the time. As t is approaching to infinity, that period is called as a steady state. So there are two cases are there. So combinedly what this PI controller will do. Now one P proportional controller will make proportional to the so finally the output of this PI controller is, it will make proportional and it will integrate or the integrate delta F into dt. So finally this output is nothing but approximately Ki proportional constant into delta F into dt. So the output of this PI controller is this. So this is in the time domain. So in the output in the S domain is nothing but, what is that? Ki by S into delta F of S. So this is nothing but the sinusoidal transfer function. Sorry, this is about the Laplace transform. Now why I have converted this this output of this PI controller into Laplace transform means, because now you have to connect this PI controller. What the PI controller I am going to connect here, this must be placed in this block diagram. What is this block diagram? This block diagram, everything it was represented in the Laplace transform. So if you want to connect one more block or one more component to the existing block diagram, means that block must and should be represented in the mathematical form, more exactly in the Laplace domain. So that's why now first I have taken the PI controller. This PI controller is nothing but it's the combination of proportional and integral. So what this proportional will do, it will simply proportional to the inputs. That input is delta F. And what this integral will do, integral is nothing but it will integrate the input with respect to the time. So if you are combining PI controller totally these two in one, so proportional and integral. So what we are doing is, so output of this PI controller is directly it is proportional and then integral. So Ki into integration over delta F over dt time. So this is in the time domain. Yes, exactly, this is in the time domain. Now how can you connect this PI controller to the this block diagram? Means you have to convert this time domain into Laplace. So what is this? Output of S is equals Ki into delta F of S by S. So now in this one, output of the PI controller is equals, so one PI controller is, let it be like this. Now input for this is what, and what about the output? Let the output is nothing but the output of S, and whatever the input now, input is nothing but what is this input? Now generally the transfer functions are represented as output is nothing but the input into transfer function. So whatever the input now, input is signal. So input is delta F of S is the input. Whatever the output, let the output be output only. And whatever the transfer function of this PI controller, Ki by S. So yes, now if you want to connect the PI controller, PI controller should be connected between delta F of S and to the output. So I mean to say that now input for this PI controller is delta f of s. So where is that delta f of s is there? So this is the your delta f of s. So you have to tap one signal from here, and this is nothing but ki by s, and one frequency comparator also. Let me keep one frequency comparator for better understanding. Of course, the magnitude of this is nothing but the one only, but because this is more uh, why this frequency comparator I am connecting means I will let you know. So ki by s is nothing but the transfer function, and this is nothing but the output. Output it should be connected where? So output it should be connected to where? Because in this total isolated power system, where the frequency corrections will take place, now frequency corrections will be takes place, and this output is nothing but the resultant error in the frequency only. So resultant error in the frequency, it will be connected to where? This is nothing but the speed changer setting. Now please recollect now what we discussed in the speed governor model. So in the speed governor model, there is a speed changer setting. This will be connected to point A, and this is connected to, this is the linkage mechanism. This is C, and this is some B. Now this your speed changer will act based on the frequency response. This is the frequency response. So frequency we have amplified or we have decreased by keeping some PA controller. Then the resultant will be given to where? The resultant will be given to the delta PC, that is the speed changer setting only, this one. So in the previous case, delta PC directly we have adjusted. Now if you are taking only isolated power system before this PI controller, delta PC terminal is nothing but just free. We have not connected anything here. Just simply means now manually you can adjust based on your requirement. You can decrease this or you can increase this. Now this is if you are expecting, if you want to see decrease means now it will be adjusted in the upward direction. If you want to raise the frequency means it should be pulled in the downward direction. That is nothing but the speed changer settings. Now see, it means now decreasing means upwards, increasing means downwards, means the change in the frequency act in the opposite direction to the delta PC settings. So that's why generally people will keep minus sign now in the PA controller. What do you mean by this minus sign? Means now if you want to raise the frequency means you have to decrease the delta F value. If you want to decrease this frequency means now means the sequence of operations are just opposite to each other. So that's why uh, in order to keep that particular information in this block diagram, generally people will keep minus sign here. What is this minus sign means? Now generally in the speed changer setting, if you want to raise the frequency, it will be pulled in the downward direction. So if it is pulled in the downward direction means whatever the delta f of s value, it will be decreased. So increasing in the speed changer setting will cause decreasing in the change in the frequency. So see, if you are exactly, if you are observing increase in the speed changer setting in order to raise the frequency, then whatever the delta f value, it will be decreased. So that's why the negative sign it will be kept along with this ki. What is this ki? This is the gain of PI controller. Now this will be directly connected to delta PC. So delta PC, before the connection of this PI controller, it will be manually, it will be adjusted based on the requirements. But automatically, if PI controller is connected, then the output of this PI controller is given to the delta PC settings. So this is the, finally, this is nothing but the block diagram with controller, more exactly means with PI controller. So this is the case. Now after connecting this, we had to ensure if this PI controller is connected, then whether our change in the frequency, or that is nothing but the static response, is going to be 0 or not. That the thing next we had to observe, right? Till now, is it clear to all? Because that negative sign and this connection of this PI controller is somewhat important here. If you say yes, then I will proceed for the derivation of the remaining portion, and I will show this delta f of s is equal to 0. Kindly respond quickly, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Lalit and Shravani. Sai Tejasvi, good. Okay, right. Because these are very, very important. And tomorrow, I mean to say, in the next class, we will develop the MATLAB programming for this, and we will verify the answers with our theoretical analysis. So, is this block diagram is clear to all now? So, with the help of that particular block diagram, so what I am doing is approximate block diagram I am taking here. The approximate block diagram is so this is the minus ki by s directly I am representing here. This will be connected to the positive plate, and this is minus r. This is both the turbine and speed governors I am clubbing in one only. So kg and kt is 1 divided by 1 plus stsg into 1 plus stt, and then it will be connected to one more summer. This is the delta pd. It is given to the minus plate, and this is plus, and next kps by 1 plus stps. So this is the generator load model, and this is the delta f of s. So this 1 by r, it will be there. This 1 by r, we are going to tap it from the output. So this is the direction of the signal. This is nothing but the PI controller loop. So this is the case. Now, so what I am doing is I am removing this minus sign from here, and I am changing this plus to minus. This is the one modification I am going to do. So in this one, so here just let me take what is this delta f of f? Can we call it as error here? Yes. So what is this PI controller will do? PI controller is nothing but the proportional to the delta F. So sometimes it is also called as a proportional to the area control error. Area control error, because you have to control this error. So area control error is nothing but the, this is the delta F only. Change in the frequency is nothing but the change in the error here. So the just only this is the thing you remember. Area control error is nothing but the only change in the frequency delta F. Now, so coming to this block diagram, this minus, actually this is minus ki by s. So I am removing this minus from here to, I am assigning this minus sign to the this summer. So it means this summer is having two negative plates, and the output is like this. So this first 1 by r loop is starting from output. So second PI controller loop is also starting from here. So it means these two loops. So this 1 by r loop and next this ki by s loop are parallel to each other. So parallel to each other means what happens? So this is the, I am simplifying this black diagram. 1 by 1 plus stsg into 1 plus sttT, then it will be given to the summer delta pd. Here also I am making minus, and then this is plus, this is plus, and this plate is nothing but the kps by 1 plus stps, and this is the output delta f of s. So from output, from here to, so from here to this particular one, how many loops are there? Two loops. One is this and second is this. These two are starting from the same point and terminating at the this summing point. So these two plots are nothing but the, these two loops are nothing but the parallel to each other. So parallel to each other means these two can be added to each other. So that is minus 1 by r minus ki by s. So this resultant one is nothing but it will be coming from delta f of s. So finally, what we can represent here is, this is a minus delta pd given to the positive plate, and this is also given to the positive plate. Then this is kps by 1 plus STPS, and this is the delta f of s. So next in the feedback means this is the input and this is the output. So output to input, so how many blocks are there? 2 blocks. Now here also you can take minus as a common. So 1 by R plus Ki by S. So this minus is there. So in the here what I am doing is I am keeping minus here, and then in the feedback what happens? One loop is 1 by R plus Ki by S, and next loop is 1 by 1 plus STSG into 1 plus STT. So this is the case, and the input for it will be connected from this particular way. So in the feedback you can find two blocks. One block is nothing but the regulation and the PI controller, and one more block is nothing but the turbine and the speed governor block. So up to this is a very important. After that nothing is there. You can simply you can do some manipulation here. So whatever the output now, output is nothing but the delta f of s by input is minus delta pd of s, and transfer function is, so forward path transfer function kps by 1 plus stps, and sorry, so whatever the remaining portion, so 1, so negative feedback only, plus kps by 1 plus stps into 1 by r plus ki by s into 1 by 1 plus STSG into 1 plus STT. This will be in the denominator only. So this is the finally transfer function we have. So in this you have to verify delta f of s. So what I am doing is I am writing delta f of s is equals kps by 1 plus STPS. Now this is the whole bracket, let me take. So minus delta pd of s is there in the denominator. On the right side if you are writing, so what it will be? Minus delta pd by s. Why this minus delta pd by s? This is nothing but because of the step change in the load demand. So step change in the load demand means it will be minus delta pd by s. So divided by this total value 1 plus kps by 1 plus stps into 1 by r plus ki by s into 1 by 1 plus STT into 1 plus STSG. So this is the finally this is the transfer function now. So whatever the delta f of t, now that is the steady state response. So this is the limit s tending to 0, s into delta f of s. Now if you are doing like this, now straight away you are going to get 0 because nothing is there. I will simplify it, no problem. So if you could take the screenshot, you take it because I am moving to the next slide. Now if you say yes, I will proceed to the next slide. Is it clear till now? If you have any doubts, you please respond, because these things are we are collecting from control theory so many things. So that PI controller, P controller, PD controller. If you have any doubts, please kindly respond. Yeah, right. Okay, thank you. So this delta f of s, so this delta f of s is sorry, not delta f of s, this is, so delta f of t is equals limit s tending to 0, s into delta f of s, that is kps by 1 plus stps into delta pd by s. So this is minus sign, it will come, divided by 1 plus kps by 1 plus stps into 1 by r plus ki by s into 1 by 1 plus STSG into 1 plus STT. So this is gets cancelled. Remaining one is, so Kp minus Kps divided by, so let it be my limit s tending to 0, 1 divided by 1 plus STPS into, in the beginning only, let me write down delta PD into minus KD divided by 1 plus KPS by 1 plus STPS into 1 by R plus Ki by S into 1 by 1 plus STT into 1 plus STSG. So if you are applying limiting operation, limit s tending to 0, now this value becomes 0. Yes, and this value also becomes 0. Now overall this S operator is there here. So if S is tending to 0, now what you are going to get? You are going to get 1 by infinity. So 1 by infinity means how much you are going to, because 1 by 0 you are going to get. So that is nothing but the 1 by infinity. So 1 by infinity is nothing but the 0. So that's why this delta f of t with PI controller, it makes the response, which response, static response or steady state response becomes 0. So that's why PI controller is used. PI controller is used to reduce the steady state and static response to 0. So like this, we are going to use this PI controller in order to reduce the static frequency or steady state frequency to be 0. So let me go back to our PPT presentation. So you may get some of the important concluding remarks here. So this thing we have discussed. So how much of PI value you are going to get here? So delta F is nothing but the steady state value is minus 0.029 Hz. So approximately this is nothing but the minus 3%. So we are going to control this frequency to be 0. So this is the total completely block diagram. This is the integral controller. Integral controller, here minus sign is there. This is minus Ki by S, and this is a frequency sensor. Frequency sensor is required because now frequency sensor, the output of this frequency sensor is given to the integral controller. Of course, this frequency sensor and the integral controllers are embedded to each other, and the output of this particular loop is, it has to generate a signal. That signal has to regulate the steam valve. So input is electrical, output of this frequency sensor and the integral controller must be a mechanical signal, such that the steam valve may gets opened by some interval or it may gets closed by some interval based on the frequency requirements. So that's why this frequency sensor is important, and moreover this may also helpful in verifying or deviating in the frequency with respect to the desired frequency. So in likewise this frequency sensor, it will be useful into in two things. So this is a frequency sensor and integral controller. The remaining portion, as we discussed just now, this is a 1 by R is the regulator value. So this area control error is nothing but the area controller error is the input to the integrator is called as area control error. So that is area control error is nothing but the change in the frequency. So this is one of the thing, and delta F, just now we have made this delta F steady state is nothing but it will be equal to 0. So this is the proportional controller, PI controller. So this is without integral action. This is the dotted lines what we have shown here. This is nothing but the without integral control action, and with integral controller. With integral controller means that integral controller is PI controller. Now automatically the response curve is nothing but it was shown in the continuous line. Now if you could observe this particular graph, now you can see how this PI controller is more effective in making the static error or steady state error equal to 0. So you can verify the results by keeping some PI controller gain value, that is a K is equal to 0.09 or some cases. Now what we are going to discuss in the next class with I am going to keep Ki as 7 or 5 or 2. Now by changing the gain of this PI controller, verify the effect of this PI controller in making or in reducing the change in the frequency to be 0. That is also one of the very important program. And Now I am asking you all to take the screen, because now you have to execute this and you have to show me the performance curves in the next class. Now this is the same block diagram what I have drawn now, just now. This is the MATLAB programming. This PD is equal to 0.2 is nothing but that is the load demand what we are expecting. Now I am keeping the gain of the PI controller as a 7, and you can change based on the requirement. Suppose if you want to quickly, if you want to make the static error to be 0, you can change this Ki value. You can increase or decrease based on the requirement. And the transfer function, first of all, the foremost thing is nothing but from the given block diagram, you have to develop the transfer function. Now this transfer function for a typical power system, I have represented the transfer function. This is the T of S is equal 0.1 S cube plus so and so divided by so and so. Now in this one, how can you develop the numerator equation now? The numerator is nothing but how can you write the numerator? Yeah, tell me. You have any doubt? Yeah, okay. So the numerator is nothing but you go to the MATLAB command, and in the MATLAB command, this is nothing but the highest coefficient, highest powers, S powers coefficient, and then this is the next highest powers coefficient. Then next one is nothing but like this. I am going to form the numerator polynomial at the denominator polynomial. So whatever the highest power here, 0.1 S cube. So this 0.1 is nothing but the first element you have to write here. So this is nothing but the 0.1. And next one is the 0.7 is there. So S square coefficient. So that is nothing but the 0.7. Then S power 1 is nothing but the 1. And there is no constant term. So that's why you can write it as a 0. Because yesterday also, I mean to say in the last class also, I have clearly explained how this numerator and denominator is going to form in the MATLAB programming. And go back to the denominator here. The coefficient of this S power 4 is nothing but the 1. So this is the first one is 1. And the coefficient of S power 3 is 7.08. So this is 7.08. Then 10.56, 10.56, 20.8, and last one is nothing but the Ki. Why I am writing Ki means here. Now Ki you can vary, you can keep, because this Ki is nothing but I am going to examine the effectiveness or sharpness of this particular Ki by varying the Ki value. Now you can keep, if you are writing Ki, now Ki may be in the denominator, if you are writing Ki, now it may be 7. Otherwise, if you want to change the program directly by keeping the different values of the Ki's, and yesterday also I clearly explained what is this T time, because I want to control the exactly that x-axis parameter from 0 to 20 seconds. So 0 is nothing but the minimum time and 20 is nothing but the maximum time. Now I want to see the response of this particular transfer function in steps with how much of whatever the step value here, that is 0.02. And this is nothing but the finally response of this isolated power system, that is minus PD star step of numerator comma denominator with respect to time I want to say, then plot T comma C. Now the response curve is nothing but the, it is coming like this. Now here, if you could see, this is nothing but the zero axis. Now only first peak is nothing but it is crossing the zero reference axis. Second peak also. From third peak onwards, it is in line with the zero reference axis. So immediately that was brought back to the zero reference axis. So once it came to the zero reference means the change the change in the frequency delta F is nothing but it is nothing but the 0. So this is nothing but the MATLAB programming. And next I have given the Simulink model also. So this is the Simulink model. Here, this is the first Simulink model is nothing but here without the PI controller. So this is the governor model. This is the turbine model. This is the governor model. This is nothing but the turbine model. And this is nothing but the inertial load is nothing but generator load modeling. So different books. So sometimes it may also called as inertial load, or sometimes it is also called as a power system. And next one is what about this? This is nothing but the step change in the load. And what about this? This is nothing but the gain. This is a gain is nothing but the 1 by R. So this is load frequency controller without PI. And next one is, this is with PI controller. With PI controller, same thing, but another one is nothing but how much, whatever the K I have kept here, 7. So 7 is this, and 1 by S is nothing but this is the one integrator. So take the connection again from, this is whatever the signal here, this is the delta F of S, and here also this is the delta F of S. So the response of this delta F of S and this delta F of S without controller, with controller, I am examining by connecting a scope here. So if you could see this, the response curves, now see, this pink line is there. This is the line. Now clearly you see, where is that zero reference line? Here, this is the zero reference line. Completely, this is the zero reference line. Now this one, this line is without PI controller. Now legend also you can observe, this is without PI controller. This is with PI controller. This is with PI. See, only this never, this without PI controller response is nothing but never it is crossing this zero reference axis. Means always at every time, if you could observe, this is delta F is delta F of T is nothing but finite. So actually this condition is not good for the in view of healthiness of that particular system. So what we made, only this delta F we are reducing with the help of PI to be 0. So that you examine in the this above graph what I have shown, that yeah, any doubt? So my sincere please don't raise in between the hands, so it will automatically interrupt the lecture. So this is the pink line is nothing but it was shown with PI controller. So immediately from the first peak onwards, now it is crossing the zero reference axis. Now if you could extend this line, now simulation time I have taken 20 seconds. Now if it is extended up to some fine more time, that is up to 40 seconds or 50 seconds. Now these oscillations, what the oscillations are there, oscillations are immediately reduces to 0. Hope the best. So it will be reduced to 0. So this is the final impact of this PI controller. So this is a session today.